Welcome back to the news at 10, and now to the arts. Harmattan Series is an exhibition of recent works by arts done by Dr. Bruce Onabakpeya. This veteran artist is never tired of creating new concepts and ideas. On Art Review tonight, we'll take a look at what this living legend has displayed.
The name Professor Bruce Onabakpeya is one that is highly respected in the art world, and for good reason. His contributions to the art have earned him legendary status. This exhibition at the Court of Arbitration in Lagos, southwest Nigeria, is to celebrate his 50-year relationship with the arts. Tagged the Harmattan Series, the exhibition is the brainchild of Mr. Onabakpeya and has since 1988 been a forum where art knowledge is shared.
The Harmattan Workshop was an initiative that was set up by Professor Bruce Onabakpeya in 1998, and it's an informal educational initiative where artists and community members from around the area can come to a big center for the art in Agbaroto in Delta State and learn about art, learn different art forms, and have an opportunity to experiment with different media.
The works on display speak of a man who since the 1950s has explored various art forms including painting, metalworks, stone, jewelry, textile and mixed media to pass his message.
I'm thrilled. I feel like I'm on top of the world, and I like it very much. I like the attention that is being paid to me and being paid to the Harmattan Workshop. It all makes up for the growth and the development of the art, which I think is of utmost importance to the country right now.
The objectives of the Harmattan Workshop series was to honor a man, expose talent and develop careers. And with all the goals met, the ovation for the success goes to art.
Sports is now. Nigeria table tennis players have arrived in Agadir, Morocco for the ITTF African Senior Championship without local-based players who could not make the trip owing to inadequate funds. The foreign players, led by Rio 2016 Olympic Games quarter-finalist Arun Kadri, will compete in the singles and doubles event at the continent's biggest table tennis competition. The Morocco competition serves as qualifications for the 2017 World Cup team, as well as prerequisite qualifications for the 2017 and 2018 World Championships. Nigeria have been seeded second in both the singles and the doubles event at the championship, which serves off from Monday, October 24th through to the 30th. South Africa's Mamelodi Sundowns this evening claimed their maiden CAF Champions League title despite suffering a 1-0 defeat to Zamalek at the Burj El Arab Stadium in Alexandria. The Brazilians were crowned 2016 African champions, winning 3-1 on aggregate over 2 legs. The Shwani side become the second South African team to win the continent's most coveted crown, following the footsteps of Orlando Pirates, who won the same title in 1995. Stanley Ohauchi scored the only goal of the game on the Egyptian coast.
Finally, they broke the deadlock. Zamalek, after 64 minutes.
Former Chelsea manager Jose Mourinho, who this evening was humiliated on his return to Stamford Bridge as the Blues thrashed Manchester United 4-0. The Blues led after just 30 seconds when Pedro capitalized on slack defending to roll in Gary Cahill, slotted in the second 20 minutes later. United offered little sign of making a comeback, falling further behind when Eden Hazard drilled in a precise 15-yard strike. N'Golo Kante sealed victory as Chelsea moved within a point of English Premier League leaders Manchester City. Earlier, Manchester City and Southampton played a 1-1 draw at the Etihad Stadium. Away from sports news, the chief whip of South Africa's governing political party has called on its entire leadership, including President Jacob Zuma, to step down. Jackson Tembo said fraud charges against the finance minister Pravin Gordhan are politically motivated. Mr. Tembo said he excludes no one in the leadership from his call for resignations, not even himself. He said the current government is worse than the apartheid state because it uses state instruments to suppress the people. The ANC, which liberated South Africa from white minority rule in 1994, suffered its worst ever electoral performance in August. Islamic State forces have launched an attack on the Iraqi town of Rutba in western Anbar province. This appears to be an attempt to divert attention from the government's offensive in Mosul. The mayor of Rutba, Imad al-Dulaimi, described the Islamic State assault in his town from 3 directions as fierce. He also said the insurgents gained access to the city through its sleeper cells. Several policemen died as security forces tried to regain control. Meanwhile, Kurdish Peshmerga forces launched fresh attacks to the northeast of Mosul, which is occupied by IS. As the pressure builds on IS in and around Mosul, the group has been counter-attacking with suicide bombers and launching assaults in other areas. Turkey has demanded a role in the fight to drive the so-called Islamic State militants from the Iraqi city of Mosul. Prime Minister Binali Yildirim said that forces cannot remain idle and it might be necessary to take action because Iraq and the US had failed to keep their promises. He accused both countries of allowing Shia militia and Kurdish separatists to take part in the operation. Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi had told the US on Saturday that so far there was no need for Turkish forces as yet. The Iraqi military seized more ground on the 6th day of the offensive on Saturday in fighting that was reported to be intense. Visiting U.S. Defense Secretary Ash Carter has promised significant resources will be set aside for rebuilding Mosul once it had been recaptured from Islamic State. And the main news again. The Rivers State government today began the disarmament of militants in the state, with self-confessed cultists surrendering their arms to receive the state government's amnesty. Ambrose Ali University, Ekuma, Edo State has held its 20th convocation ceremony in grand style. Channels Television's chairman, Mr. John Momo, was honored with a doctorate degree in business administration. And the chief whip of South Africa's governing political party, Jackson Tembo, has called on its entire leadership, including President Jacob Zuma, to step down. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani. Good night.
This is Channels Television, celebrating 21 years of professional broadcasting.